Today we'll attempt to survive 1 week in Punjab, tackling the city's most bizarre, most iconic, most belly-busting dishes. This is your ultimate Punjab food guide, where we uncover the region's scream-worthy dishes alongside legendary daytime and nighttime street foods of Northwest India. So grab your blankies, because we're kicking things off with the most spine-chilling food tour you've ever seen. I'm telling you, some of this food is scary. Starting with a dish piled high with goat feet. This is hands down one of the boniest stews you'll find in the entire Indian subcontinent. Made from dozens of goat feet stewed for hours. This dish is packed with collagen, creating a superfood that locals swear by for keeping them looking young. If you've ever wanted to chew on a foot while sipping on the fountain of youth, well, this is your chance.
In India, paya is made mostly from mutton. In Islamic countries, they sometimes make it from beef. Mutton paya is disappearing not only in Amritsari, but all over India. Very few restaurants serve this now. The main reason is that the preparation requires too much work.
Start by transferring a mountain of boiled mutton feet into a pressure cooker filled with water. Season generously with salt, turmeric powder, ginger, red onions, and green chilies. Seal it up and let the pressure cooker transform this nightmare fuel into the most delicious soup ever. While that's cooking away, prepare the curry. Add ghee or clarified butter into a large pot. As soon as it melts, add ginger garlic paste and some green paste. Next, toss in cloves, bay leaves, star anise, cinnamon sticks, nutmeg, cardamom, turmeric powder, and salt. Mix it all up and let the spices infuse the ghee. Then add a bit of chili powder, more turmeric powder, and a generous portion of broth from our boiling trotters. Speaking of which, the trotters should be ready by now. Pour the stew into a pan, add a few trotters, and bring it all to a boil. Finally, serve this hearty concoction with a sprinkle of fresh coriander on top. Despite its intimidating look, this dish will sweep you off your feet. Get it? The stew is thick and oily, spiced to absolute perfection. Now let's talk about the feet. They don't have much meat, but what little there is has been turned into super soft, flavorful bites. And the best part, it's packed with collagen. Eat this once a day and your skin will glow like you just survived a nuclear blast, minus the fallout. Now we have another North India classic, chicken cooked in clay pots with a rich, creamy curry packed with intense spices. This dish is so irresistible, it'll have you signing up for Sunday pottery classes just so you can make your own clay pots at home.
Traditional food was cooked on coal and it had an authentic taste. The modern stove, right now, gives you cancer. Noted. That's why we don't use it. We use coal and clay pots. Both things add to the taste of the food. People will eat well, be healthy, and feel good.
First, mix together a little bit of chicken and red onions. Then toss in dried red chilies, black pepper seeds, black cardamom, nutmeg, or some other big black seeds. Follow that with bay leaves, cinnamon, and 2 whole cloves of garlic. Now it's time for a rainstorm of spices, at least 6 different ones. Finish with fresh chopped coriander and a coriander and mint paste. Mix it well and let the chicken absorb all those flavors. Next, add liquid to the clay pots, followed by more fresh chopped coriander, dried red chilies, and a whole clove of garlic. Add our marinated chicken until the clay pot is full to the brim. Close the lid and seal it with a piece of dough, turning the clay pot into the OG pressure cooker. Give it a shake, place it on hot coals, and let it cook for a while. Once it's done, it's ready to be served. Inside the clay pot, you'll discover a creamy, rich chicken curry. The chicken is tender and juicy, while the curry manages to be both creamy and light, creating a perfect balance of indulgence and freshness. Each bite is a harmonious blend of succulent meat and delicately spiced curry. Our third extreme dish traces its origins from the Mughal kitchens to the streets of Punjab. This is pota kaleji, a delectable curry featuring succulent chicken gizzards and livers, slow cooked in a pressure cooker to achieve maximum flavor.
Pota kaleji.
We started making pota kaleji in the last 3 or 4 years. My father used to make this pota kaleji at home, and it tasted really great, so we thought of adding it to our menu. We are selling 22 to 33 pounds of pota kaleji daily.
First, cut the gizzards into manageable pieces and do the same with the livers. Give everything a good wash and get them clean. Season with just a bit of salt and turmeric powder. Mix it up well, then move the gizzards to the pressure cooker and let them soften up. Once the gizzards are tender, add the livers, seal it up again, and let everything cook until it's perfectly soft. Meanwhile, let's prepare the stew. Add oil to a wok and saute some diced red onions. Then add ginger garlic paste, diced tomatoes, and more oil. Sprinkle it with red chili powder and add a splash of water. Next, add turmeric powder and garam masala, followed by a dollop of butter and fresh coriander. Finish with long strips of julienne fresh ginger and diced green chilies. Once the organs have softened, transfer them from a pressure cooker to the wok and let them absorb all those delicious creamy flavors. Afterward, move everything into a huge tawa and let it cook even more. Serve with fresh herbs and julienne ginger strips. Pota kaleji. It's the perfect introduction of South Asian extreme eats. Think of it as the gateway dish that says welcome to the wild side. The pressure cooker and strongly spiced curry work their magic, transforming those gamey offcuts into delicious soft bites that you cannot stop eating. Before our big finale, we've got the perfect appetizer, an unusual mini bird that is the ultimate finger food for any big event. No, it's not a baby chicken, it's a quail. Think of it as the fun-sized version of poultry. This preparation is inspired by tandoori chicken, so get ready for a bite that's small in size but big on flavor.
People prefer eating this in winter. The quails are a little expensive, but they warm the body a lot. We source them from a village in Punjab. We don't sell the farm-fed quails here because their quality is not good. We serve customers the healthiest options. Our quail quality is different.
Start by giving those tiny quails a luxurious massage with homemade masalas, making sure every inch of their little bodies is infused with delicious spices. Next, skewer them up one by one on iron rods. No escaping for these guys. Once you have 2 rods full of what looks like an Angry Birds convention, it's time for the roasting. Carefully place them in the tandoor oven and let them cook to perfection, rotating to get an even bake on all sides. When they're golden brown and ready to strut their stuff, serve them up with a side of onion salad and coriander chutney. After some quality time in the tandoor, the quails come out with a perfect golden brown coating, and the meat will just fall apart between your fingers. The coriander chutney and onion salad play the perfect sidekicks, balancing the whole thing out. For our final extreme meal, get ready for the Hyderabad delicacy that's beloved across the Indian subcontinent, from Bangladesh to Nepal, India, and Pakistan. It's a goat's brain served with gravy. Oh, you heard that right. Brain food taken to a whole new level. First, pour a generous amount of ghee onto the tawa. Follow it with diced chilies, julienne fresh ginger, and diced red onions.
I got the rock star parking everybody wants.
While that's sautéing, place a few brains on the edges of the tawa.
I don't even notice all these plastic dishes.
As soon as the ghee is infused with the aromatics, start scooping in the brains.
I'm a boss, boss, boss. Baby, I'm a boss.
Using a spatula, slowly mash up the brains into smaller chunks. Pour in the homemade masala stew and let everything meld together. Finish it off with a sprinkle of various seasonings. And top it with fresh coriander. Just like that, our brains are ready to serve. The richness of the brain permeates the entire dish. Each bite is bursting with the wisdom the goats accumulated over the years. Combine that with the local masalas, and the results are truly mind-blowing. Now that that I've braved the most bizarre foods in Punjab, it's time to lighten the mood a bit. Think of it like switching from a horror movie to a feel-good cartoon. Up next, legendary street foods of Punjab, starting with the iconic butter chicken. In the 1950s, a Punjabi migrant in New Delhi stumbled upon a kitchen crisis we all know too well, the challenge of what to do with leftover tandoori chicken. Refusing to let it go to waste, he whipped up a rich, buttery gravy that turned into culinary gold. While my kitchen experiments usually involve a fire extinguisher, his led to brilliance. This accidental masterpiece quickly became the talk of Delhi's Punjabi community, and then it took the world by storm.
Our butter chicken has the right recipe and right way to make it, and we are making it with all the important ingredients which should be in there. That is making the best quality out of it. Butter chicken is an emotion, it's not a dish. It is a common thing for every Punjabi people. Like Punjabi people have that emotion that yeah, they want to eat butter chicken.
Start by heating up some butter in a pan and sautéing minced garlic, but just enough to keep a small vampire at bay. Then add a tablespoon of red chili powder, pre-made butter chicken marinade, a sprinkle of garam masala, salt, cayenne pepper, and dried coriander leaves. Just like that, your butter chicken gravy is ready to roll. Next, toss in your chicken pieces, marinated overnight in a secret masala that Interpol has been trying to get their hands on for decades. Stir until the chicken soaks up all that buttery goodness. Then drizzle with yogurt, more dried coriander leaves, and a splash of Rogan oil. Finally, transfer it to a bowl and top with another pat of butter, yogurt, fresh coriander leaves, and a bit more Rogan oil. If your chicken isn't practically swimming in butter, you're definitely doing it wrong. Butter chicken flaunts tender, marinated meat lounging in a vat of velvety, mildly spiced sauce. Its sweet, buttery flavor and addictive spices have seduced taste buds globally. But, fair warning, indulging in this dish may lead to random, urgent cravings and a newfound appreciation for monthly cholesterol checks. Everyone raves about India's impressive lineup of bread, naans, parathas, rotis, and chapatis. But hidden among these carb classics is the enigmatic kulcha. These spicy flatbreads, baked to perfection in a tandoor oven, are stuffed with flavorful treats, a delicious secret that spans across India, Pakistan, and Nepal. However, it's only in Punjab where you can unearth the legendary patti kulcha, number 2 on our Punjab tour.
Every day, we make 200 to 250 kulchas, using around 30 to 40 pounds of flour daily. All my life, I have made this bread with my own hands, so I know exactly how much of each ingredient to use, how much paneer, how much green chili, so it's not too spicy. It's all made by hand. Whatever is made by hand tastes much better.
First, spread out flour on a cooking surface. Next, place the proofed kulcha dough on the table and give it a vigorous massage to wake up the yeast. This isn't just baking, this is dough yoga, or should I say, doga. Consider inviting a friend over for the kneading session. Grab the roller and flatten the dough until it's as thin as your patience on a Monday morning. Now generously slather it with ghee, sprinkle it liberally with flour, and fold it over. Repeat the ghee and flour treatment multiple times. Once it's all folded up, poke holes in the dough with your fingers. Now for the toppings, or should I say stuffings. This is where the real party starts. Sprinkle on chopped fresh coriander, ginger, green chilies, beets, carrots, onions, corn, peas, and spices like peppercorns, star anise, and a top secret masala blend. Pile it all on top and mix it into a vibrant rainbow that's about to get cozy inside this bread. When it's baking time, cut the bread into small squares and fold the mixture inside. Take a piece of dough, flatten it with your fingers, add a bit of filling, then top it with another slice of dough and fold it together. Then slap it right into the tandoor oven. Repeat this until you use up the entire mixture, the dough, or until the tandoor can't fit another bite. Before serving, drench it with a river of ghee and serve it alongside the curry of your choice. The patti kulcha boasts a crisp, buttery exterior that gives way to a soft, airy inside, generously packed with warm spices and vibrant, earthy vegetables. Pair it with a rich, hearty curry or a fresh salad for a true out-of-body experience. Next on the menu is one of the richest mutton curries with a dramatic origin story fit for Shakespeare. Legend has it that an Indian prince and a princess from Jaipur faced off against family drama and a mutton-loving witch. To win the witch's favor and rescue the princess, the prince whipped up a curry so irresistible that even the witch could not say no. Thankful for the release, they named the dish Rah Rah in the witch's honor.
This is most famous dish in Amritsar from 1975. It is very famous dish of our restaurant. We serve them in hygienic way. Some people, they don't have a hygienic food. They don't use pure things. We use pure things like Amul butter and cream as well. Good cream, good company. That's why our mutton rada is also very good and authentic.
Start by heating oil in a sizzling hot pan. Then toss in minced garlic, green cardamom, and dry red chilies to awaken the senses. Next, add a scoop of mutton keema masala, a minced mutton meat cooked in a buttery onion tomato base with fiery powdered spices. Now throw in big chunks of mutton meat and bones. Follow that with their homemade mutton gravy. Next, sprinkle on a rainstorm of dry spices, turmeric powder, garam masala, coriander powder, and a few mysterious powders that the mutton-loving witch refused to share with us. Finally, serve it up in a bowl and freshen it up with some cream, a sprinkle of coriander leaves, and a dash of fresh ginger. Mutton Rah Rah delivers a bold, deep, tangy punch with its mutton keema masala and rich curry gravy. Much like the fiery romance between that prince and princess, this dish is spicy, melding minced and whole mutton pieces for flavorful tender bites and hearty chunks. The addition of fresh cream, coriander, and sharp slivers of ginger provides the perfect finishing touch, elevating the street food to irresistible heights. Soon, we'll dive into India's record-breaking naan, paired with a volcanic sizzling curry. But first, brace yourselves for an Amritsar special sandwich, bursting with chutneys and curries that would make any Indian food lover drool at its mere mention. I'm talking about the legendary chole kulcha. Chole, the chickpea curry, and kulcha, leavened bread. These are the ingredients of local magic, but there are a few more steps. To whip up this Amritsar specialty, first meditate and try to channel your inner culinary guru. It's in there somewhere.
It's Master Chef, not Master Bat.
Then once that's done, start chopping boiled potatoes, green chilies, red onions, and fresh tomatoes into a bowl. Shower them with a chaotic mix of masala spices, transforming ordinary ingredients into an aromatic adventure. Next, to bring it to its full potential, pour in a few ladles of green mint coriander chutney and mix it like your life depends on it. Now, onto the kulcha. Toast them on the tawa with a bit of butter until crispy on the outside. Slice them open and fill them with a perfectly spiced chickpea curry, followed by a mix of vegetables and chutney. Top it off with chopped red onions, a drizzle of tamarind chutney, and serve. Chole kulcha is like that awkward first kiss when you were 17. This dish is shalapi, chaotic, but truly unforgettable. The soft, warm bread stuffed with rich chickpea curry will have you drooling before you even bite into it. But once you do, that chutney and vegetable smacks you right into the next dimension. For our grand finale, brace yourself for India's record-breaking naan. At this iconic 70-year-old restaurant, they serve up this monstrous delight alongside scrumptious curry in a sizzling hot clay pot.
We serve large naan because it caters perfectly to big groups, such as when 2 to 3 families come together. Instead of making 15 small naans, they can order just 4 big naans, each satisfying about 4 people. This option is both convenient and affordable for them.
Start with a massive ball of naan dough. Press and fold it to amp up its flakiness. Sprinkle on fresh chopped coriander, minced garlic, and a secret naan masala. Now lift it and toss it around like a pizza, letting the toppings snow down. It's all part of the show. Spread it out on a giant pillow used for slapping naan in the oven. Then slap it into the tandoor until it turns crispy and golden brown. Let's move on to the dal makhani. This rich curry, made with black lentils, is renowned for its smoky flavor profile. First, heat up the clay pots in the tandoor for that dramatic volcanic effect. Then sizzle up some minced garlic in oil and add their homemade curry. That's right, they don't mess around with their secret recipes here. Sprinkle in salt, add fresh cream, and splash in chili oil. Whisk everything up and pour into the preheated pots for an explosion. Finish with a spoon of ghee, a dried red chili, and fresh coriander too. Now for the naan. Take it out of the tandoor and slather it with butter like there's no tomorrow. Finally, using a pizza cutter, portion it into smaller pieces and serve with dal makhani. Despite its massive proportions, the world's largest naan emerges from the fiery depths of the tandoor, perfectly baked, crispy, and golden, layered with coriander, garlic, and a blend of warm, earthy spices. This naan is a culinary titan that pairs flawlessly with the smoky, creamy, and just a hint of dicey dal makhani, proving that size really does matter when it comes to satisfying cravings. We've indulged in the best street foods Punjab has to offer in the daytime. But as the sun sets, our epic night food tour begins, starting with the world-famous keema naan. Our first late-night delight is a delicious fusion of two Punjab favorites. Naan, a soft flatbread that's the heart and soul of every Indian takeout menu. And keema, seasoned minced meat that's bursting with flavor. It's a blend of Mughal sophistication and traditional Indian flavors, with a hint of Central Asian and Persian influence. Start by filling a giant wok with a huge mountain of diced red onions, enough to make you cry your own tears of joy. Then add in your choice of minced meat and mix. Next, toss in some ginger garlic paste and keep that stirring spoon busy. Then it's time for our top secret masala blend, guarded tighter than the recipe for Coca-Cola. While we can spill the beans on a few key spices like salt, turmeric powder, cumin powder, and garam masala, the rest is a mystery, known only to our keema naan whisperer. After ensuring the spices and meat are cozy companions, add a splash of water for flavor absorption. Keep stirring until the liquid evaporates. Then remove it from the heat. Now wrap each flavor-packed ball in naan dough. Sprinkle with more dry herbs and shake. Finally, pop them into the tandoor oven until golden brown and serve them up with the curry of your choice. This dish is taking Indian eateries by storm, so next time you're craving a post-midnight feast, don't forget to add this to your order. Imagine sinking your teeth into a crispy exterior, giving way to a tender, meaty center. It's the ultimate late-night indulgence, guaranteed to satisfy those after-hours cravings like nothing else. As the night deepens on the streets of Punjab, it's the ideal moment to savor a traditional Tibetan snack with a bit of a Punjabi twist. I'm talking about tandoori momos. These yummy dumplings, cloaked in a fiery masala, promise to ignite your taste buds and keep you craving for more, long into the late night hours.
We just make our own boneless keema, then we put the stuffing inside. Tandoori momos are crispy, nice, and exceptionally soft because they are first steamed and then placed in the tandoor oven. It has its own masala, and the oven makes it very crispy.
The humble momo, a doughy cocoon filled with a flavorful mix of spiced minced meat. Start by filling the momo shell with the meat of your choice. That's right, vegetarians, I said meat. Coat these little guys in a vibrant tandoori paste, a fusion of turmeric, ground fennel seeds, garam masala, Kashmiri chili, ginger garlic paste, and yogurt. Skewer them up and let them sizzle in the fiery depths of the tandoor oven. And to top it off, a refreshing green mint chutney and a sprinkle of fresh coriander.
Thrilling new sound.
These flavor-packed pockets aren't just any late-night snack. They're the ultimate accompaniment to a cold beer and a Netflix binge. But be warned, they are so delicious, you might find yourself devouring the entire plate solo. And that crispy shell, it's the perfect contrast to the juicy, flavorful filling inside, making each bite an absolute delight. Our nocturnal adventure continues, and we stumbled upon a gem with roots stretching back to Turkey, the renowned Seekh kebabs, playfully called roasted swords. Legend has it that Turkish soldiers, in their quest for food, began grilling meat on their own swords, an origin story that brought us to where we are today. Though this dish was born in distant lands, Punjabi cuisine has warmly embraced these savory skewers, giving them a local spin with unique flavors and techniques.
We prepare it from the scratch. We use raw Thai boneless chicken. It's not like the others, how they use like frozen chicken sausages to make the seekh kebab. Since we make it from the scratch, it's totally dependent on the customer, how they want it. So we customize through the customer.
Start by finely mincing your meat, because let's face it, it's the spices doing all the heavy lifting here. Today we're using chicken. Next, mix in some diced green chilies, place our concoction into a bowl, season with a whole cabinet of spices and Indian masalas. Then get ready to wield your skewers like the modern-day swordsman we are, or at least pretend to be. Press the meat mixture onto the skewers, and into the tandoor oven they go. Don't bother them until they're grilled to perfection. Once they're done, liberate them from their skewer prison and chop them into manageable chunks. Serve them alongside some pickled red onions and coriander chutney. The Seekh kebab, a nomad of the culinary world, traversing continents to find its home in Punjab, where locals gave it its own spicy spin with the local seasoning blend. It's a testament to the region's knack for culinary fusion, combining flavors from across Asia and the Middle East into a single delicious bite. This grilled meat is so juicy, so succulent, it could actually bring you to tears. Sorry, no, I'm not crying. It must be those dang onions again. For our fourth round of late-night feasting, we're diving into the timeless flavors of tandoori chicken. This dish boasts a rich history that stretches back over 5,000 years, originating in the ancient Indus Valley civilization. From royal banquets in the Mughal era to today's bustling street corners, it's a staple that stood the test of time, tempting taste buds across generations. Begin by breaking down your chickens into manageable portions. Then give them a generous coating of our in-house masala blend, a concoction of green chilies, garlic, fiery red chili powder, and a mix of aromatic spices. Skewer them up on iron rods, each piece carrying the promise of mouth-watering perfection. Then toss them into the blazing tandoor oven to work their magic. As they sizzle and sear, lavish them with a drizzle of clarified ghee, ensuring their skins look like they could do a cameo on Baywatch. Once they've cooked to succulent perfection, slice them into bite-sized pieces and dust them with a final flourish of garam masala. As the flames of the tandoor oven caress each piece, they lock in all the juicy goodness and create a mouth-watering smoky crust. Inside, a harmony of spices blend together, offering a taste adventure with every bite. No wonder this dish is a must-have in Indian restaurants. It's absolutely addictive. For our grand finale, we present the ultimate Indian twist on wraps, a beloved street food sensation in Punjab, tender soya chaap. Bathed in a rich, creamy marinade, then grilled to absolute perfection. And the best part, it's all snugly wrapped in a soft, freshly baked rumali roti. Start by dropping a whole plate of chopped slices. These soy-based delights are one of the most common protein sources in India, kind of like impossible meats, but actually tasty and super affordable. Give them a good roll in a homemade malai marinade before skewering them up for a fiery grill session over hot coals. Once they've got that perfect crispy edge, chop them into bite-sized pieces and toss them in an iron bowl with yogurt, melted butter, and a generous sprinkle of garam masala and pepper. While that sizzles away, it's wrap time. Roll out your dough into a paper-thin rumali roti, giving it that signature elasticity with a good slap around. After a quick bake on the ulta tawa, slather it with melted butter, a sprinkle of garam masala, and a layer of those mouth-watering chops. Top it off with some sliced red onions, a dollop of green coriander chutney, more butter, because why not? And a final sprinkle of garam masala before rolling it up and serving. This roll is the ultimate clubbing companion. Whether you're sharing it with friends in need of a warm, sobering snack or using it to mend your heart after that regrettable 3 a.m. drunk dial, this thing has got you covered. Guys, we've done it. Another night of successful street food hunting. Now it's time to decide which late-night Punjabi street food got the closest to my heart. Was it the juicy keema naan, the flavor-packed tandoori momos, the fierce sheikh kebabs, the smoky tandoori chicken, or the Subway desi malai chop roll? For me, it has to be the keema naan. That crispy shell, combined with some peppery meat, deserves a spot in my list of top 5 nightly cravings. So how about you? Which one of these would you order for your next late night munchies? Let me know downstairs in the comments below. And for more indulgent feast for your senses, be sure to subscribe to Best Ever Food India. Thanks. Bye.